Cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños, cumpleaños, cumpleaños feliz.
My name is Shiloh Verico from Bunk'd, and you're watching Disney Channel. Whoa, mic drop.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? Mark here. Happy Saturday and happy, Hermie Sadler, Dillon 13th birthday to one of my favorite child actresses. One of my favorites. My number one being Riley Alasraki, who we did Orion Newman's birthday tribute to a few weeks ago. Shiloh Verico from Disney Channel's Bunk'd, aka Winnie Webber. So we're going back to the old format of birthday tributes today, and to commemorate, this bonus episode of Spring is in the Air, to wrap it all up before we officially shift gears to Fun in the Sun tomorrow. We're gonna throw in the Shiloh clips in the middle, like as the only commercial break. So we're going back to the commercial break format of the birthday tributes, where all these other birthday tributes, recent birthday tributes we've been doing, we've been throwing the clips in the beginning, like the Giselle Torres one a few days ago. So the Shiloh Verico one, we're going to start off with some stuff around the neighborhood, and then when it gets quiet and stuff stops happening, it gets a little boring, and it's probably gonna get a little boring at times, like it always does, but that's okay. Which gives us time to throw in commercials above Shiloh clips from season 6 of Bunk'd to kill time. And originally we were gonna do this right now, the first half, including this opening here, and then we were going to come home a little earlier than usual, prepare ourselves, get ready for our dad, and then go to George's show at the Broadview Brewery. Like, that show's still going to happen. Unfortunately, as you may have heard in last night's Spring is in the Air season 2 finale video, I can't be there, and because my dad wasn't able to take me, because he had a little bit of a freak accident involving his windshield, where a piece of metal came flying at him at full speed. I mean, he's lucky that wasn't worse than it was, and two, he's lucky it was a windshield, a freak accident involving windshield, instead of a collision with another car, which is far more worse. I don't want to say the wrong thing to describe, you know what I'm saying, considering if it's one thing if it would have happened on Monday, because he'd have plenty of time to get it fixed, and then we'd still be able to go. Another for it to happen on Friday, another thing to have it happen on Friday, meaning all the repair, also a lot of the stuff is closed for the weekend and is never open all weekend, so he has to wait to get that shit fixed till Monday. So that's why we can't make George's show tonight. But as Zachary Williams taught us on I Am Frankie in 2018, even though this is a Disney Channel video, this is a life lesson, for a Nickelodeon life lesson. The show must go on. So, and remember, yesterday, this bad thing that happened to my dad yesterday is going to be thought of good things today. A reunion, hopefully, with Maya Halliburton down there. We're hopefully going to get to meet Zoe Gadomski's boyfriend sooner than we thought. But what you're about to see after we're done filming this clip is something that wasn't going to happen today. Calm before the storm TikTok, and hopefully, what was the third thing? Oh yeah, we get to, okay. I went back a little backwards, but that's okay. You know what I meant. Over there in turn 2, we're going to be reuniting with Abby and Larry. So 4 good things that are going to happen to us. I kind of flip-flopped the Maya Halliburton Abby and Larry reunion stuff, because Abby should have came first and Maya should have came last. That honorable mention, because we were excited for Abby, to come back from Ireland, the United Kingdom and all that shit, which is where she was for the whole second half of 2022, 2023. But at least I actually remembered, even if I did it backwards, all the 4 steps. So hopefully you'll see a lot of that in the video today. It's a 95% chance we'll see Abby, probably 99 at best, but it's a 50-50 chance we'll see Maya. If we don't see Maya today, we're probably going to see it tomorrow for the season 3 finale of Fun in the Sun, which will also have a karaoke show over turn 1 at the Queen of Tearing Shit Up's house, and I think we're going to throw in a Ricky Martin song. I don't fucking know what we're going to do, but today we're here to celebrate Shiloh Verico's Hermie Sadler, Dillon 13th birthday, with the OG plan before we went to the alternate plan, where with the whole Georgia thing. We're going to celebrate all day and all night here. So if you're all set like Jimmy Johnson, let's stop rambling and let's fiesta once again, this time for Shiloh Verico. there's one of our like key destinations we'll be hitting later, Zoe's, to meet her boyfriend Aiden. I normally would go the racetrack route and turn 1 first, you know, just to see where all the good people are, all the exciting. But I took the scenic route because of the fact that this scenic route shit only applies at the beginning of the adventure, in case, you know, of like a important situation we're getting ready to involve ourselves in, you know. Okay, I thought there was a car coming. No, we're good. Or like a situation in, you know, that we've been planning all along over in the racetrack part. So I wanted to do my calm before the storm TikTok at first. Because if I would have went the regular direction, the racetrack direction, okay, I'm itch on my leg. I'm itching everywhere. Then I would have had to go past Abby's, and then we'd have to do another lap, and I didn't want to do that. Because as soon as I get the racetrack part for the first time all day, the first thing I want to go do is see Abby. I know Garden Lady said not to come first thing in the morning, and why would I? I'm usually still sleeping in by then, so of course I wouldn't come first thing in the morning. Because, I mean, usually for me, on a weekend, it's too early for me to get up and start an adventure, whether it be a regular adventure or a celebrity birthday. So yeah, we're actually going to be here all day today for a change. Oh shit, look out. No, there was a car coming down the street. It's a Porsche. Oh, hi. Oh, she waved. Okay, so anyway, whether it's a celebrity birthday or a regular adventure, you know, on a weekend, early in the morning is usually too early for me to come out at all. I see Maddie over there busy with his wife, which is why we're gonna go focus on him later. Well, yeah, because we got all the time in the world today. We're going to throw some Shiloh clips later on in the video as commercial break. So I'll meet you guys in turn 2 when we go reunite with Abby. There's our first main target of the day, but there may or may not be anyone there, but we're going to try anyway, just in case. All right, now for the moment of truth. We're about to find out right about now. Yeah, I figured no one was there because the closed garage and shit, so we're gonna get it. I know for sure. It's confirmed that we will get it. The real question is, and it's when. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because not only have we been planning this all along, as in, you know, me, and you guys, the fans and subscribers and followers alike, but her mom has been helping me with this, planning this and all, because I haven't seen her since right before she left, when I can't remember what the occasion. Oh, it wasn't a specific occasion. I do remember because it was 55 degrees out, which is nice in the winter, but in the summer, if we got 55-degree day in the warm weather months, yeah, it wouldn't be so nice. You know, 55 and 59 degrees in the winter is one thing. 55 and 59 degrees in the spring and summer is another. So yeah, since it was nice for winter standards, we decided to run outside to see our friends for the first time since that Sandy Ridge finale. Because as you all know, that 2021 version was really, really sad, because it was the first year we got back to somewhat kind of normal after all the shit we went through in that weird ass year we call 2020, because the vaccines were starting to get rolled out. You know, everything, you know, people were starting to leave the house again safely, even with still a little bit of the restrictions, but you know, still using the mask, but the social distancing was eliminated. The vaccines made everything like 99.9% safe again. You know, we had big crowds again at like events and whatnot. There were some events that were originally canceled in 2021, like the Corn Fest. I bet your Home Days was originally canceled in 2021, but both of them were I know Corn Fest was initially, but because enough people got vaccinated, they put it back on the schedule for 2021. I bet your Home Days was in the same boat. They probably had to cancel at first in 2021 because I know we didn't like hear these stories online or social media anywhere about Home Days being canceled, and we didn't need to, because we knew in 2020 that was going to be canceled too due to COVID. I bet you in 2021 it was probably canceled at first, but because enough people down there where I used to live got vaccinated, they put it back on the schedule. But yeah, that was sad, because it was our first time since 2019 we got to be out in the open and feel safe without, you know, any living in fear. And then, you know, we barely did anything that 2021-22 season, like at the beginning of the season, we did some stuff, but it was nothing compared to the next year, which I'll get to momentarily. Because, you know, by the time we hit 2022, that's, you know, beginning of 2022, when we opened up a new chapter with their phone, deleting everything. We had too much stuff on there, so we had no choice but to clear everything out, because we lost it without wasting money on a new phone. And that's when it started to get more and more productive, you know. But yeah, but by the time we hit the first season of spring, season of Spring is in the Air, that March, it was already better than 2021 was. It was already better. You know, we had a productive first Spring is in the Air season, and then we had a better season 2 of Fun in the Sun, which season 1 was, part of season 1 took up all of what would have been Spring is in the Air. Or, you know, first season had we came up with the idea in 2021, which sadly we didn't. The only reason why we didn't was because, if you all remember, it was already in the mid to upper 70s by March and April. I didn't know that guy was coming. I think it was Justin. It was by the time it was March and April, it was already in the mid to upper 70s, if y'all remember. And even with some cold fronts and rainy days in between. But by the time we got to April 27th, we got the first 80-degree day of the year. It already felt like summer in 2021, before summer even was even close to being here. But yeah, 2022, Spring is in the Air, ended at the same time of year, you know, but we did, except the only difference was last year, we had a free space on the Saturday. We didn't have a bonus episode because we had nothing planned. There was nothing important that was scheduled for us, or just for, in general, like involving us, the stuff we liked. So that's why we didn't record anything then, except for the Spring is in the Air compilation, which you'll be seeing at night's end after we upload this for Shiloh Verico. And then we did Fun in the Sun season 2 premiere the next day. And you know, we see where Maddie's and his wife is working, Matthew McKnight, a small YouTuber. That's when we got to see his niece, Lizzie Corrigan, that day. Remember, she was throwing in, well, the season 3 premieres tomorrow. If you want, I'll probably do this in tomorrow's video too. If you want to look at the season 2 premiere, link is in the description. But man, and then we had an amazing season 2 of Fun in the Sun. And even though Adventures in Arnhem season 2 started off rough with David A. Arnold passing away after the end of summer explosion, you know, on Labor Day weekend with the Elvis show that we sadly had to miss. This time, hopefully, we'll get to be there, because I know Linda in Turn 2 is going to have, next to you, Larry's going to have it again, because, you know, it's a tradition. You know, she wants to keep going, a trend that she wants to continue. You know, kind of like how the Rogerson, her family is all along with the Swords and Rogersons, want to keep the trend going. If we're going to have 4th of July bashes, they want to do it on a Sunday, like always, which last year was understandable, but this year I kind of don't get. I understand, but I also kind of don't get, because July 3rd is open space, because it's Monday, and July 4th is not until Tuesday. So what do we got? How are we gonna fill it in? I mean, I'm probably gonna fill it in, but almost everybody else in the grandma's gonna have a hangover. It's gonna be fucking tired. All right, that clip was going on for too long, so I had to, like, you know, make another one. But yeah, before the 4th of July, we'll record something. Well, we're gonna record something, obviously. I remember July 2nd last year, which was a Saturday. I get it. Last year I fully understood, because it was the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th were all like rager days, you know. Crouch of Doom had his daughter's grad party, if you all remember that. And then, of course, we had the 4th of July birthday bash here and here. This was turns 1 and 2 in July. First week of July is usually the busiest. And then July 4th, we were everywhere in Sandy Ridge. But this year we have to learn how to manage our days off in July properly. Because July 1st, July 2nd, July 3rd, and July 4th, we're going to be out of work off of work. I wouldn't say out of work, but the better term is off of work. We're going to be off of work for a while. And then we won't be going back until July 5th. But even then, we barely have time to have some downtime, like, you know, in terms of our life as a whole. Because, you know, we have to get ourselves ready for the Brook Park stuff that following Sunday, and prepare ourselves for a long Sunday evening going into night, knowing that we're going to be exhausted by the time we come back here, where we see ourselves now, because, July 10th, my mom's already said I could have the day off because she knows, and even my work peers know, and even most of the neighbors here know I'm going to be exhausted knowing that. And I told them, if you don't see me running around here on July 9th in Sandy Ridge, if I don't come out the following day because of it, you'll know why. And after all this hype, surrounding it, kind of like the hype surrounding the Spurs picking Wembanyama in the draft in a few weeks, my mom already said I could have that day off. And she understands why I wanted it off, and so that's why I could have it off. Because, what I was going to say was, of course in 2016, 17, 18, and 19, we felt disconnected. Because, we didn't belong anymore, because right here, even during the during the OG Sandy Ridge era, this is where we saw ourselves in the present day. But now that we're going back for the first time since 2019, the last COVID-free year, because 2020, everything was canceled. 21 and 22, there was no desire anymore. But the week before my 15-year vomiting streak came to an end, my dad drove me through. And then seeing all this stuff Michaela Adams was posting about her dad and everything, it's part of why I wanted to come back. So that way, I can relive my past. I can record a docu-series, brand new piece of content, never before seen piece of content for you guys, and make Michaela happy. So that way she could take her mind off her dad for a while. That way she can have a smile on her face, be happy. She can do a TikTok with me. She can be in my docu-series talking about the day we met. And hell, she can even show people her belly roll that she can do, that she showed me the day we met. So therefore, but the reason why we're going to feel more disconnected than ever before, especially since we dream about Sandhurst nowadays more than we ever did Lenore, even in the past, because it's going to look and feel more modern day. All the buildings that were there for a long time, like Ford and Brook Park Memorial and other shit, and there's a new Berea building. It's going to the church on Holland, that what used to be brown now is white. The Dairy Queen on Smith Road, that's now a bike shop. The inside of Polaris, the Denny's and the Friendlies, they got replaced by Five Guys and Taco Bell. It's gonna feel more modern day because not only because of all of that stuff, but second of all, there's a lot of people. Sure, there was a few that before the COVID pandemic that moved to other parts of Ohio and moved to other states. Like hell, there's even some that are minutes away from me without even knowing it. I know it because I see it on their Facebook info, but they don't know it. Some of them, I know because they barely talk to me. They haven't talked to me in years. But there's some that live in Elyria now, some that live in other parts of Lorraine County. They're close to me, so we can hang out anytime. But we just don't say anything. There was a lot of them that were still there at the last time we went in 2019. All the previous 4 years we went to, but then ever since COVID hit, a lot of those people. I know Jazzy Soto moved to Texas, but at least she came back. So we might be able to see her and with her kid now. But there's a lot of them that were still there that, along with the others that moved away before COVID, they moved away themselves. And then there's 5 of them, unfortunately, that passed away and went to be with God. So when I go back to 5 people, it's going to feel more modern day, not knowing all the buildings I've changed and made look more nicer, or got completely rehauled to something else. And then of course the 5 people that were my friends ended up passing away, and along with the people that did move. Oh well. After COVID hit, then those 5 people that died and the people that moved to other parts of Ohio and other states, not the ones that did that before COVID, but the ones that did that after COVID, on with the 5 people that I was friends with that passed away. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird knowing they're not gonna be there. A lot of them were last time in 2019. So we gotta accept it and accept the change and be ready for the challenge. What I was gonna say was get to the point. So 2022, we had a Rager Fun in the Sun. The Spicer season starts tomorrow, and then by the time we hit Adventures in Autumn, it was off to a rough start after the end of summer explosion on Labor Day weekend. David A. Arnold passing away, but then we rebounded and we had a great season 2 of Adventures in Autumn. And then, Adventures in Autumn, we got in the middle of us starting it, we ended up getting sick and missed poker game night. I know, right as Winter Wonderland started, last year, we ended up getting sick again. And then we couldn't like, start it right away. As soon as we got better, then we started it. And then I've talked about my dad driving me through Brook Park a week before I vomited. Then I got sick again. I thought there was a car coming. I keep hallucinating for the reason. I ended up getting sick, and my vomiting streak came to an end after 15 years, 2007 to 2022. And then, hey, I know. It's Queens are tearing shit up in Debbie, hopefully Abby has a video coming sometime this weekend. All right, like I was saying, I keep mutating this one point I'm trying to make it into like other kinds of stories similar to it. But yeah, it's after the whole 2021 first somewhat semi-normal year, 2022 is the first full-on normal year since 2019. So we had a great first season of Spring is in the Air. We had a better Rager second season of Fun in the Sun. And then we had a rough start to Adventures in Autumn with David A. Arnold passing away. And then after, we kind of turned it around for a week or two, we ended up getting sick with the cold. And then we got better. We finished, we got to the Sandy Ridge finale. I'll get to that momentarily. Well, actually, I'm going to get to that momentarily. By the time, okay, you know what? I'm going to talk about it now. Because there is no such thing as a fall finale, unfortunately, as much as I like there to be one here in my YouTube and TikTok career. Because instead of that, we get a fall premiere, but instead of a fall finale, we get a Sandy Ridge finale. So if you remember, if you want to also look at the Sandy Ridge finale of 2021, 2022, links are in the description along with the Fun in the Sun season 2 premiere. But the 2022 Sandy Ridge finale wasn't as sad as 2021, and I'll tell you why. It was the first full normal year we had since 2019, and everybody who's like made it out of that weird ass year 2020 that made it out alive is feeling like themselves again, like the pandemic never happened. Like 2020 was it seemed like 2020 was a full-on normal year, and all the weird stuff never happened, and then all the 2021 redemption never happened because it was already fine. That's what it made it look. 2022 made all that stuff look like. So that's why I wasn't as sad, because winter, we were putting off remember how we were putting off the Spurs content to be happier in the winter months and not just be a person who only does it in the summer. Because I used to be that kind of person, but then I grew up. So therefore, I wanted to provide better content. I was putting off due to watching the Spurs suck the last 2 or 3 years. Especially I think it was 3, and 2 of them were spent on YouTube and TikTok. And then 2020, 2021, 21, yeah, there was 21, no, 2019, 2020, 2021, 21, 22, 22. So we sucked for a 4th year in a row. We watched 3 of them. We only spent YouTube and TikTok on 2 of them. So therefore, 22 and 23, I didn't want to do that again. I wanted to provide better content, which I did. I provided you guys cooking videos. I provided you guys, sports, TV broadcast style YouTube videos for all the basketball games I attended. I did a few how-to videos with my mom. I know there's going to be more coming next season. We may shift gears back to Adventures in Autumn and Winter Wonderland come September through December. All this stuff I've been putting off I hope when the equipment finally improves, we can finally start that Richard Petty Fantasy Cup and Thunder 04. And it's going to be a long, long while before we start our Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune stuff. And even Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in the board game. So, therefore, because if we're going to do live action Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, I know we're going to do the live action Millionaire first, but if we're going to do live action Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy at all, we got to start somewhere, and that's going to be the video games. We're going to go up the oldest video game release to the newest. So we're going to go from PS1 all the way up to Wii, something like that. Because Plug and Play is going to be in there, but, all this content I provided to you last cold weather season, it was prove that I was happier in the summer, in the winter months too, not just in the summer. So, therefore, yeah, the Sandy Ridge finale wasn't as sad last year like it was the year before, because, first full normal year was 2022, since the first time since 2019. And that last winter we were more productive. It was COVID wasn't as spiking up in 2020 winter. Oh, hi. good. COVID wasn't spiking up as much in winter 22, 23 as it was in winter 21, 22. Or winter 21, 22, it spiked up big time. But by the time I got one in 2022, it settled down big time. And then 22, 23 winter, it really didn't spike up much at all. Maybe a little bit, but it was not enough to the point where we had to go back to the 2020 restrictions, even if it meant a little bit. But yeah, I mean, since we were used to being somewhat fully normal again in 2022, that's why it was, I wouldn't say the 2022 Sandy Ridge finale was sad, because it wasn't enough. It was just a little bit bittersweet knowing that 2022 was redemption part of 2020 redemption part 2, and 2021 was 2020 redemption part 1. Now 2023, it's like we don't have to think about it no more, because I know the COVID is still out there. I know we're getting into the stages where it's going to become an endemic, because you don't hear much about it no more. You don't hear anything about the vaccines anymore. No, masks hasn't been used in a long time. No, social distancing has been gone for a while. You don't hear much about there being a pandemic. The only thing you hear, if anything, is people getting COVID. Hell, even that you don't hear much about no more, because now it's just going to become like the cold and the flu. Back when they had the Cold War and that flu, pandemic involving the flu, where it became an endemic. Oh shit! Look out! Yeah, both things became an endemic, to the point where, the cold and the flu became a regular sickness, to the point where people only get it every once in a while. That's what I think is going to happen with COVID too. I think it's just going to become an endemic. Oh, that was Amy. To the point where, it's just going to become a regular sickness. People get only every once in a while, not all the time like in the beginning. So therefore, when we get to the 2023 Sandy Ridge finale, later this November, at the later part of the first half of the 23-24 season, I think this is going to be the best Sandy Ridge finale yet. I know it's way too early to be thinking about it, but I already know it's going to be a lot happier and this year than compared to last year and the year before, because this year's not going to be as bitter and like last year, and this year's not going to be sad at all like the one the year before. And as you could tell, as you could tell with me telling random stories and shit, there's really nothing happening right now, because nobody's out yet. Keyword yet. So in fact, we're gonna throw in the only commercial break of this birthday tribute honoring Shiloh Verico for her Hermie Sadler Dillon 13th birthday. So if anything exciting happens or anyone interesting shows up, we'll break in even in the middle commercial, like Fox, FX, NBC, TNT used to do at NASCAR in the early 2000s, or even by mid 2000s, like 2005, 06, to break in and show it to you. We'll break in and show it to you. But if not, we'll just let the commercial of Phantom Shiloh clips from season 6 of Bunk'd play, and then we'll just wait till get a commercial to come back, and we'll show you something or someone. So until then, we take a break. Back to Sandy Ridge after this.
Oh, I am the ghost of Christmas future.
Alright, let's get this over with. What do I have to do to travel to the future?
It's simple. Pull my finger.
Ew, no.
It's not what you think.
Come on, I'm not falling for that.
It's the only way. Come on, please.
Fine.
Has been a while since I left the present. That is tough on the spleen.
Where are we?
Kiki Walker Ranch. 20 years in the future. 30. I'm still not great at this time travel thing. Pull my finger and let's go home. Gotcha.
Okay, all I have to do is walk out there, act surprised when the proposals happen, and it'll be like neither of us ever spilled a secret.
And if anything goes wrong, I've decided I can pull off a Chuck. It's all about the attitude.
There's Nicholas. I can't wait to see the look on Wayne's face when he sees that cute little ship with a ring around its neck.
And I can't wait to see the look on Nicholas's face when Wayne proposes by lighting up the sky with fireworks.
Hey guys, I have a surprise for you. And will you forget about the sheep? I want to ask you something very important.
Well, I want to ask you something very important, but I can't because the sheep is wearing the engagement ring.
Engagement ring? You're proposing to me? But I'm proposing to you. Wait, what?
I had a whole plan worked out with Winnie.
I had a whole plan worked out with Jake.
Winnie?
I think we better learn how to raise seahorses.
Nicholas, come back so I can propose to you!
Guys, come back so I can watch you propose to each other! I hear her. Don't you use that tone with me.
Nicholas, look at this place.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I ruined everything. Jake and I found out you were both gonna propose, and we tried to get you to do it in the same place. I just love you both so much, and wanted your proposal to be perfect.
Winnie, look around you. This is perfect.
Plus, an out-of-control fireworks show and a runaway sheep is going to make the best proposal story ever. I can't wait to tell everyone about how I proposed to Wayne.
I think you mean how I proposed to you.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Nicholas, Wayne, will you marry me?
Yes!
I love you both so much.
And we love you.
Back at Sandy Ridge, well, we finally found our first piece of excitement. Melanie, Megan, Mika. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
I figured as much. Well, I told her what's going on today. It's a bonus episode of Spring is in the Year because we're celebrating Shiloh Varico's Hermie Sadler, Dillon 13th birthday. And if you don't know who that is, that's a child actress from Disney Channel's Bunk'd, where she debuted in season 6. Unfortunately, season 7 taping is on hold because of the writer's strike. So there will be a YouTube video on that in the weeks to come. So today we're celebrating Shiloh's 13th birthday. Want to say something to her?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Shiloh from Melanie, Megan, Mika. Yeah. I almost said Ashley for whatever reason. I'm thinking about your sister, who I have yet to meet. Do you ever bring her around here?
Not really, no.
I hope one day I run into you guys in public when you least expect it, even if Jeremy's not there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, wherever you guys are headed, I'll let you guys go.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we gotta get going.
All right.
It was good seeing you.
You too.
Bye.
Also, Abulary watch update. I think they're back, but I'm gonna wait a lap and give them some time to settle in. So yeah, I think they just got in, so I'm gonna wait a lap because if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw the truck go when I was like all the way in turn 4 and they were coming this way. So if I was closer to turn 1, I would have chased them down like I normally did, but it wouldn't make it as meaningful in the situation like it normally would, because normally it's always meaningful when I chase them down when they're already here, when they're all like they already got a long rhythm here with, you know, going outside of it every once in a while, maybe a little bit to go places nearby. Honest to God, I don't know where they were this whole time because we were sleeping in earlier this morning, going into this midday, early part of the afternoon, dreaming about, you know, Sandhurst, you know, actually sleeping on my sister's old room there from when we lived there, you know, because in this case she was still living at home. I don't know if you know, my brother-in-law was married to her in this universe. He probably was, but even if he was, you know, they didn't have the dogs like they do in real life. And in fact, honest to God, I know I think he was married to her in this dream, but like in real life, but he wasn't there. In fact, we were not even here, and she, you know, in Virginia did not play where she lives now because of him being in the Navy. Did not play a factor at all. She was with some random friends, and my mom was with me. I think my dad may have been with me because there were times where I used to dream about my dad. You know, considering, you know, I was still feeling the effects of him and my mom splitting up. I don't dream about this much anymore because I've fully gotten over it. Notice I haven't dreamed about it much. I know I don't talk about these dreams out anymore because I've kind of gotten over it, which goes to show you why I'm now comfortable posting videos of him when he was here. And still the last year, like the only, you know, he was only, yeah, the 2 years ago, he was still married to my mom when we lived here, were the only 2 years that, you know, their marriage, you know, lasted here, because we spent most of it on, they spent most of the years of marriage with me around on, well, they spent a little bit of it in Cleveland in the 90s, especially West 100. Did we live on both West 50th and West 130th? I know West 130th, I think we lived. I don't know if we did 30th. I don't fucking remember, but we spent majority of the 90s with their marriage on West 122nd and West 130th, I believe. But then the prime of their marriage came on Lenore in the 2000s with a little bit of Mexico for outside of it in August of 1 to June of 02. And then the the last full decade, well, I wouldn't say the last full decade, the last full life phase they were together was Sandhurst, and then they only spent 2 years together here, 2015, 2016, unfortunately. So therefore, yeah, so during the years, it's Tara and Kaylee. During the years that we lived here in the beginning, they only lasted 2 full years being married here, because their wedding anniversary would have been in June. The same, I think it was the same day as my godfather's birthday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because they got married in '89, they divorced in 2017. So yeah, so they weren't married for long when we were here. So therefore, that's why I'm more comfortable posting, and that's why I don't have those dreams no more, because it's not really a big deal to me anymore. Like it used to be. So therefore, yeah, it was not a big. It's not. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there, but the dream I had today was I'm losing my train of thought. Was my sister was out of town. My mom was there. I don't know if my dad may or may not have been there, but I was actually getting ready to go to bed. I think I might have been in the basement. I think I might have been in the basement, if I'm not mistaken. I think I might have been in the basement, and then I had to go to bed in this dream. I ran upstairs. Apparently my body language told me to go to my sister's room and not mine, for whatever reason. And for whatever, I don't know who that is, for whatever reason. And so when I got there was a radio there playing, I think Michael McDonald, I keep forgetting, or it may have been an Earth, Wind and Fire song. And I got false hope thinking it was 107.3 The Wave that was playing it. And then when it got to the bumper, unfortunately it wasn't The Wave. It actually was something like The Wave, but nowhere near the same at all. And I got really sad, and then I got to wake it up. And then, although I will tell you what, some of these weird dreams I do have every now and then, that the only dreams I have about my mom and dad's, divorce and split up is, dreams where my mom hurts me, like physically and verbally, to the point where I want to go live with my dad. Luckily, none of this shit happens in real life. None of this shit does. And I'm glad it doesn't. But every once in a while, I'll think about the effects. Not as bad as I once did. No, not at all. Not as bad as I once did. And but this used to be more of a common occurrence when I felt the full effect. But I only feel a little bit of it now. I barely feel it at all, to the point where I'll dream about my mom hurting me physically and verbally, to the point where I'm screaming and yelling at her, angrily saying, I'm getting tired of your shit. I can't remember how I say these things, but then I tell her I'm going to go live with my dad and all this shit. I think it has to do with the fact there was one point during that stage, during the early part of their split up, where I was trying to go live with him. Even I really wanted to at one point, but of course, him, he was telling me no. But then I think it was because he said he didn't have a big enough house, and if he did, he would let me in. But here's the thing, though: even if he did big enough house, what if he wasn't being honest? In fact, what if he was just saying that to give me false hope? Because he's used to doing things his way. But man, he used to oh hey, I don't want to fuck up your name. What? Who are you again? Tommy. I always call you by your dad's name and your dad by your name. I'm trying to work on that. I saw Franny go in there. Yeah. But yeah, it's Tommy. Okay. So, therefore, there was one, but 2019 was the last time I felt he wanted to go with them. He did get a bigger house, but the thing is, he went from wait till I get a bigger house to there's still not enough space for you. But even if there was, even if he did say, go ahead, you can come move in with me, I wouldn't have, the friends I have now, I would probably never be seeing again. And two, not only that, even if I made new friends where he lives now, it's a development like ours and like Meadow Lakes, but even way bigger than both of them combined. you know, then I'd have to suffer the consequence and struggle of having to share my stuff with my step siblings. You know damn well it's not what I want. Sure, and generally speaking, I've got better with sharing since, you know, I sucked at it, period. Even when my mom and dad were together. But with I mean, it's one thing where, you know, with the immediate family members, but with additional family members from a parent's second marriage, yeah, that's a whole new ball game. There was no way in hell I was doing that. So I kind of gave it second thoughts during the pandemic in 2020, and then the early on when everything was getting back to some semi-normalcy in 2021. Yeah, I figured, you know what? As much as I miss him, I'm staying back. And then he got married again around that time to what was now my stepmom, and then eventually and then my sister had a kid and just took away all the pain that we all felt in 2016, 17, not just with me and not even just my mom, but my sister felt the pain. And it's like my grandparents felt like they lost a son, that like they lost a son that they never had, because my mom's an only child. She never had any brothers or sisters or any additional siblings altogether growing up. So therefore it's like my grandparents lost their only son. But unfortunately, my other grandparents are in heaven now, so therefore, I always wonder how they would have reacted to their son, you know, doing what he did to what was the daughter they never, like, Willa and Willa had one daughter, my titi Nancy, but my mom was like the one daughter they never had before I was born. So therefore, the question is, what if they would have lived up to 2016, both of them? How would they would have reacted? Sadly, we'll never know exactly, but my only guess is Willa would have been furious, I bet. He would have been really, really angry with my dad. And considering, you know, my dad was, you know, making plans with me, then canceling at the last minute because he wanted to do better stuff with his new life. I always say your father wouldn't be happy that you're making plans with your son, aka his only grandbaby he never met, and then, you know, backing out at the last second, wanted to go do something else with somebody, you know, with someone else from your new life, you know, when he's your so grandbaby he never met, you know, had been in your life longer than these other people you have now. But Wella, I don't know how upset she would have been, but I know Wella would have been furious of what happened in 2016, 17. Wella, I don't know exactly, but generally speaking, we'll just never know. It's something we'll only know in an alternate universe. Alrighty, I got to talk to Alex Trebek, you know, Caden Clapham's little brother Lincoln, because he was over to getting ready for Brill Bomber, you know, Braxton Jarrett, you know, the Jarrett Clapham family. They were getting ready for Hudson's baseball game. So that's why I was having a brain fart, in case you were wondering, because I was coming off turn 4, and as soon as they saw me, Lincoln and Grill Bomber saw me, they ran back into the garage. And so when I was coming by next lap around, I saw them in the backyard, like not realizing what was around them other than Carrie. So that's why I decided to like go say hi to her first and say, is that Lincoln? I asked her if that was actually Lincoln so I could be sure, and she did confirm it was him. And I asked if I could say permission to say hi before I got I left so they could go to Hudson's game, and she of course said yes. I don't know what Break the Gun in Half would have said if it were him, but I'm glad he probably would have said no, but so that's why I'm glad I asked Carrie instead, because I think Break the Gun in Half was already inside anyway. But at least I got to see Lincoln for the first time since 2021. Now we just need to see Alex Trebek for the first, aka Caden, for the first time since well, we saw him last year, I think, if I'm not mistaken, but we really haven't done anything with him since the year before, you know. That's the thing, and I fucking miss that kid, you know. I can't believe he'll be 16 for Greg Booty Mifflin this year on the same day Alex Trebek would have been. Let's see here. He was 80 when he died in 2020, so he would have been 83 this year. Oh, hey, Ann. He would have been 83 this year, the same day Alex Trebek would have been, Caden was going to be 16. So may the great George Alexander Trebek, his real name, may he rest in peace. And 3 years he's been gone, and I'm still not over it. Matter of fact, I loved him so much as a child when Jeopardy was my favorite game show. I'll never get over. Wheel of Fortune was second favorite because of how I preferred Trebek over Pat Sajak. But Charlie O'Donnell I always preferred over Johnny Gilbert. And Charlie will have been gone 13 years on November 1st. It's kind of creepy how Alex and Charlie died like 10 years and, you know, how many, November, like 10 years and 7 days and 10 years apart, Alex Trebek and Charlie O'Donnell died. And November 8th, my uncle's birthday will be 3 years since Alex has been gone. I'm never gonna get. Oh, I'm still not over it. I'll never be over it. I mean, 13 years November 1st since Charlie's been gone. I'm still not over that, and I'm never gonna get over that. I mean, David A. Arnold's a whole new ballgame because that was part of my adulthood. That's something I can get over real quick. If it's something you loved as like a virtual relationship without you meeting them in person, as an adult, you can get over that faster because when you loved them as a child, but like kind of drift away from them as an adult, yeah, it's kind of hard to get over that. But we're going to try you Larry's again to see if Abby's around because I saw the truck go by earlier. This is attempt number 2.
Mission accomplished.
Yours truly is officially back in business. The best friend duo of Sandy Ridge, Mark Anthony Oliveris and Abigail Marie Ulary. So, as the Crotch of Doom said, not everything has to be recorded. And I did try to do the, I think it was Tristan Byron's birthday tribute last year, if I'm not mistaken, where I was still recording, but she did, you can record as long as you don't show me on camera. So I did that, and I was trying, that was my alternate plan, but unfortunately, she didn't want to be recorded at all, even if her face wasn't shown, and I can respect that, because something the Crotch of Doom taught me this year, and even Abby herself agrees with him, considering, she was friends with, Cassidy Rudy in middle school, which is how she met Dillon back in those days, that she agrees with him. I can't remember, I'm already forgot if whether or not she said she actually met the Crotch of Doom before or during her friendship with Cassidy in middle school. So, I don't fucking remember, honest to God, I really don't, but either way, whether she met him or not, or, she knows he's not wrong. And I did tell her about my dad's freak accident with the windshield and how the effects and everything of how I'm glad it happened this week. I mean, if you're going to sacrifice one major event, we were going to YouTube between the Brook Park docuseries and the Georgia show today for what would have been the second half of Shiloh's birthday today. At least today's event with Georgia would have been lesser of two evils. It would have been it was lesser of two evils. So at least if something like that's gonna happen to my dad or anyone who probably could take me to Brook Park next month, I'm just glad it happened this now instead of July 9th. Better now than the week of home days, because even if it happened on home days weekend, I don't want to jinx anything in case another freak accident happens, which I hope it doesn't. Because, my mom said just because you can hope it doesn't happen, stuff like that doesn't happen all at once, doesn't mean it actually won't, because you just never know. Life is so unpredictable. It's too short for this crap. It could all be taken away in the blink of an eye before you know it. And luckily, God was watching over my dad yesterday. So, and we were just talking about, how I felt, the side effects of he and my mom splitting up and how it hurt me. But then I would be, like I said, even off camera before I got into YouTube full time, I would be being a selfish dumbass if I said it hurt me more than it hurt anybody else in my family that was part of his life and whose life he was part of. But no, I wasn't the only one that was affected by it. I may be too open-minded. You're probably, my family probably doesn't want all this information shared on YouTube. But I feel more comfortable sharing it on YouTube. I just did not want to get too far in depth of how many, some of the negatives that happened, in the beginning that, we didn't know about at first, but then we figured out later, in which my mom was telling me, in private conversations behind closed doors. You see, all the stuff they were doing that was an indicator, we're not going to get it, but we didn't know about in the beginning, but then we figured out later down the line, we're not going to talk about. We're just going to talk about how it affected me and how it affected my family, and just leave it at that. We're not going to get too personal with it, but all right, I know we didn't record it because not everything has to be recorded, like Crotch of Doom said, but like it has any effect on, oh, hey, Maddie. Hey, like it has any effect on, us or our video or our channel or our YouTube career as a whole. It's not a big deal. I mean, let's go over to the next block over and see if, Zoe and her boyfriend are there. So we got one positive down. So how many positives we got? Yeah, Maya, Zoe's boyfriend. Oh no, we got 2 of them down already. So we got Abby down. We got, oh my God, the whatchamacallit. the calm before the storm TikTok for Shiloh. That's 2 positive. So we need Zoe's boyfriend, hopefully, and then Maya. So, but it looks like it's going to be a 50-50 chance we meet Zoe's boyfriend. It's a 50-50 chance. It's an even big, it's a bigger 50-50 chance we meet him. It's really bigger, much bigger than the 50-50 chance we see Maya, because we have a better chance of seeing Maya than, you know, reuniting with her. Better than we have a chance at meeting Zoe Gadomski's boyfriend Aiden. So that's why we're gonna go that way, just in case something big happens and exciting. You know what I mean? Like, how is it 6 o'clock already? Like, damn, this birthday for Shiloh Verico has breezed on by like Donny Osmond. Holy crap. But if we don't meet Zoe's boyfriend today and or reunite with Maya today, there's always tomorrow for the season 3 premiere of Fun in the Sun. So don't fret if we're getting none or one. Don't fret if we get neither or just one, but not the other today. Because there's always all day tomorrow. Because in fact, you know, tonight's dinner is going to be pizza, but tonight we had a rest. We could have gotten the Shiloh clips last night, but we just wanted to focus on the official season 2 finale of Spring is in the Air. And could you really blame me? But tonight, in order to upload this particular video in a timely manner, we got to get the Shiloh clips. You'll probably already be seeing by the time this is up. You'll probably already be seeing them in the video by the time this is up. And it's probably going to be something random. I haven't just revealed what they are yet, because you'll probably already know what they are by the time you're watching this video, because they're already thrown in. But I haven't, as of now, you know, even though it's going to look like I already got them, but as of now, like real time I'm recording this, we haven't gotten them yet. So whatever you see in the beginning, in the only commercial break, is exactly what I recorded after we parked the bus and in this video. So therefore, you know what? I'm actually going to wait till tomorrow to meet Zoe's boyfriend. I mean, I would go over there, but I think it might be a little busy because, you know, I think tomorrow will be a better day, because usually as much as Saturday is meant for the excitement in Sandy Ridge, half the time, maybe 80% of the time, the excitement is Saturdays, but you know, the other 20 more excitement happens on Sundays. You know, like Rebecca Curry's grad party. Another example of the Crotch of Doom's advice: not everything has to be recorded. We could have done a video at Rebecca's grad party. We could have done end of the summer explosion video last year after the season 2 finale of Fun in the Sun, but we didn't. And look how much fun we had, despite the fact we didn't record it. We still had a lot of fun regardless. You know, we got to see Rebecca and, you know, add her to our list of best friends. We got to do that. We got to meet a lot of new friends that day. I mean, we got to, you know, last year we got sucked into a 3-on-3 street basketball game in the Crouch of Doom's driveway, even though Zach Barnhart had just left right before Duke's friends called me. No, Sir Blocksalot's friend called me over because I was in the same Tim Duncan outfit and I was walking by, and then as soon as they turned around and, you know, made eye contact with me and my jersey, they're like, "Mark, come here, we'll be right out in the front to see you." And for those who don't know, when they called for me, I jammed on the brakes, I turned around and walked to the Crouch of Doom's driveway. I waited for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then here they came out. They came out and they said hi to me, and we got into a 3-on-3 basketball game. We were playing 2 of them. My team won the first one, and it was neck and neck to see who would win the second one, but we didn't finish it because, one, we were covered in sweat. We were fucking hot as balls. Oh man, Maya left, I think. Damn it. We were hot as balls, like temperature hot, and huffing and puffing. And so therefore we quit. We actually had a forfeit, even though it was perfect timing because all Duke's, Sir Blocksalot's friends, the boys', you know, parents were coming to pick them up, meaning it was already time to go home anyway, and it was also time for me to go home too. And Fireball Man had some, you know, family members over that I got to meet for like 5 minutes, I think. And then as all the boys and I were going out, Peyton, Crouch of Doom's youngest friend, Nina Vicko, was coming in. So I really didn't get a chance to get a full-on experience with her until the Ridgeville versus Berea Junior Varsity Girls basketball game where my cousin Jamila Scott was playing. So that was like the first time I had a full interaction with Nina Vica. And so we didn't really get a full one on September, what was it, September 3rd. Because I know September 2nd was Allison Miller's birthday. September 3rd is Jesselyn Wanham's birthday. So we got to find out what exact day Labor Day weekend is after we do our season 3 finale of Fun in the Sun on its usual date, August 31st. That way, this time we know to record the end of Summer Explosion, and then our YouTube anniversary, 10-year YouTube anniversary, or Johnny Benson 10-year anniversary on YouTube is in September. So if it happens to fall on the same day as the season 3 premiere of Adventures in Autumn, then we'll count the season 3 premieres of Adventures in Autumn as a 10-year anniversary special. But if not, then we'll just do the season 3 premiere as its own video. We'll just do it as its own video, and then we'll do the 10-year anniversary special as its own video as well. And I was getting ready to say something earlier, but I was so sidetracked with this story concerning how much quiet, dead, and a little boring it has been tonight. Besides, seeing Melanie and reuniting with Abby, and, doing the calm before the storm TikTok that originally wasn't going to happen today. Well, noticed how even earlier when we first got out here, it wasn't as hot as it has been all week. So today it's not as hot. It's not hotter than a Tito Puente drum solo out here today. No siree. In fact, since there's barely anything going on around half the neighborhood, why don't we go to turn 2 to see what's going on over at Uncle Jimmy's? Again, the Crutch of Doom's wise words, come to life again. Not everything has to be recorded. I got into a really nice conversation with Francesca. Tommy, I think it's Tommy, because I always mix up him and his dad. Okay, Mikey's the old one, Tommy's the younger one. Okay, so I think it's Tommy's wife. Yeah. I don't know if they're married, but who fucking knows? But anyway, I got to shoot the bull with her. I mean, she a little under the weather, and I was about to give her a hug, but I'm glad she stopped me, saying she was a little sick, because had she not said anything and then told me after the fact, then I would be risking getting sick myself from her. And so that's why. What did Black Scorpion say again?
You gotta check yourself before you wreck.
Oh look, we're show
yourself.
jumping again. I know this is a Bunk'd video, but then we show jumped to another Disney Channel show that only lasted one season, starring a Bunk'd alumni, which is exactly the main reason why I watched it last year to begin with. Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion. Scarlett Estevez played Violet Rodriguez, aka Ultraviolet. She was Gwen Flores on Bunk'd before that, but as soon as I got to Bunk'd, she left, and then shortly after, Ultraviolet was announced. So that's why I decided to watch it to support her. And as you all know, the rest is history. So it's still a Bunk'd connection in any way. So I normally don't do full-on show jumping and birthday tributes for my favorite people from my favorite shows, but every once in a while I'll let it slide if there's a damn good reason for it. So this time I will. But anyway, it's getting late. It's not that late, but you know what I mean. It's the sun. Look at that. It's getting close to sunset. I don't know how much battery my phone has, if believe it or not. And I'm not sure exactly what time it is, but you know what? Let's check it out like Kevin LePage. Okay, we got a 67% battery for Boris said. We got plenty of time. I think it's only 6:22, so we got all the battery and the time in the world. So we can be on here as long as we want. So let's not abandon ship right away, because you just never know how much more excitement and how much more people how much more excitement we can get involved in before it's time to park the bus. Huh? Oh my God!
What's up, buddy?
How did you know that was me?
I said I'm coming to Mark's neighborhood, man. I'm bringing the hood to Beverly Hills.
All right, well, you were going to the Crotch of Dooms, Dave.
we just drove by there.
Oh, I want to say hi to Veronica. Wait a minute. Open the window, V. Oh my God, I love your husband and I love your son. Also,
you gotta say hi to him too.
Yes, my man. Also, before you go anywhere, Caden, do you have TikTok or YouTube? I'll add my account there because I channeled it because, hey, I'm recording this right now. It's a birthday treat for Shiloh Verico for our Hermie Sadler, Dillon 13th birthday. Anything you want to say to Shiloh?
Happy birthday.
All right, let's get Caden's YouTube and I'll get Veronica's Facebook and then we're getting the hell out. Wow. Wow. All I could say was, what the hell was... Oh my God. Have you ever? No, I have never. Have you ever? No, I've never. Right on cue as I was saying, let's not abandon ship yet. Jungle Jim in the car. Hi. Right on cue as I was saying, don't abandon ship yet because you never know what excitement you could get into. What excitement you could get into before it's officially time to park the bus, or before, whether the phone gets ready to die, or it gets dark and chilly, all this stuff, or someone calls you home, or a neighbor or friend sends you home and it's too late to go anywhere else as a backup, and you just never know who else you will see out there. Well, guess what? That shit paid off right on cue. I was talking about it. Holy crap. And again, life lesson from a million little things paid off. I called this shit yesterday, and the season 2 finale of Spring is in the air. Sometimes the best things even before Ricky and them showed up, I already knew that was going to happen. But this life lesson also paid off. Sometimes it's worth missing certain people for other certain people, and guess what? That's exactly what happened. Sure, we miss Georgia, Arlene, Maria, Michaela, Mitch, and that whole family tonight because of my dad's freak accident with the windshield. But even if we did go to there, look at that all the shit we would have missed today. We would have missed Abby. We would have missed Melanie, and we definitely would have missed my man Ricky, and Veronica, and Caden, and Kendall, and Annette. We would have missed that whole family had we gone to Georgia's show. So my dad's freak accident with the windshield was a blessing in disguise. So anyway, let's go tell the Crotch of Doom the good news. Crotch of Doom, where are you? There goes the Crotch of Doom. I don't know where he's going. I don't know where the Jerry Springer lady and Sir Blockslot are going, but I hope it's a great time. It's like, damn, a lot of people are out on this Saturday night. They know Fun in the Sun kicks off tomorrow for the 3rd season. So they're trying to spend the last bit of Spring is in the Air season 3 as much as possible. But, I mean, my Spring is in the Air season 2, excuse me. Oh my God. So, that could have been us tonight. But in a way, it's a blessing in disguise because look at all these wonderful people that we would have missed. We would have missed in Sandy Ridge tonight had we gone to see Georgia. I mean, I don't know who that. I think it might be Tommy. I think I can't. Is that Robbie guy? I don't fucking know. But Deb and Marvin are there if you want to tell them about the Ricky Martin Copa de la Vida thing we did the other night. If we could make it there. If we can make it there before they all go in the house and close up everything. Okay, normally Rick waits first, but I had to wait for him first to get his attention. Oh, they're sitting on the porch. So we gotta tell Deb exactly what happened the other night. Oh my gosh, she missed it, and so did Amy, so did Aubrey, so did Anaya and Michelle and Big Daddy Fraze. They all missed a cup of life in the front yard soccer field. All right, here we are. Let's go tell them. Okay. Again, not everything has to be recorded. So when I told Marvin Deb, we didn't record that. So, I mean, of course we got to record Ricky B and Veronica. So, because they're probably one of the most iconic people in all of Ridgeville. So the Caden Bennett I accidentally followed thinking it was Ricky's Caden, Ricky and Veronica's Caden, was actually one that spells with the C. No, it's actually from Avon. I was at Avon Lake, Ricky said. But the one that I like a lot is the one that spells with the K. So, but at least we finally got Veronica on Facebook. We finally got Veronica on Facebook after almost 3 years. 2020 we met and took it to the 1 and 2. It took 3 years for us to get him on Facebook. So we added, I think it's Veronica's mom we added because Linda Taylor Bennett is Ricky's mom. So hopefully she's next on the list to meet. I think the reason why they were even here to begin with was because I think they're dropping Cole off from what was a baseball game they had. That I think they play. I don't know if it was the team that Cole and Jack play on. It can't be because Caden was wearing a different color uniform than Jack and Cole usually. I don't fucking know how this shit works. So therefore, thing is, Ninja Boy and Crutch of Doom are in turns 1 and 2. They're in turns 1 and 2. I was over here in turn 3. I was over in turn 3 when they saw me walking around and recording. When they saw me rocking around and walking around recording. And of course they saw a Tim Duncan jersey, so they had to stop and say hi. And then I had to tell Veronica that I had to ask her if she was Spanish because of her last name, maiden name Martinez, and she said, and she was honest and said yes. And I said, well, did you know? I said, quote unquote, you know, your husband has the same name as a Spanish singer from Puerto Rico, Ricky Martin, living la vida loca, and they just started laughing. Well, guess what? Mission accomplished. And in fact, when we get to see, by the time we get in the middle of season 3 of Fun in the Sun, expect us to do a YouTube video with Ricky, teaching us how to shoot properly. I'm trying to do shooting drills with the Crouch of Doom, Ricky B. Hopefully, maybe one day this summer, if possible. I highly doubt it's going to happen, but you just never know. Maybe we'll do a video of us, trying to learn how to shoot properly with Grace Kingery, because she's basically Ridgeville's, biggest sharpshooter of all the young and all the youth, considering she's still relatively young. But let's go see if Daniel's around, because I know he's had a little bit of excitement today, but we could do better than this. Okay, so Daniel and Big Willie Style are getting ready to go out to dinner, which is something my dad and I have always been used to, something I've been used to doing with my dad for many, many years since I was a kid. Especially when I was a toddler in Cleveland in the 1990s, we used to go out to eat a lot back in those days. Even in the 2000s on Lenore, both before and after Mexico, and even we used to do it a lot, but Mexico was always all 4 of us, me, my mom, dad, and sister. But it never came to Michigan, or Ohio. Michigan was just like, an added bonus because my dad's job, because it gave us NASCAR and it gave us smooth jazz. But Ohio has always been our number 1 home for our whole lives, and with Michigan thrown in between. But Mexico we ate out like no tomorrow because we had all the money in the world. But Michigan and Ohio was always, whenever, as far as I can remember, who I went out to dinner more with, it was always me and my dad, more of me and my dad only, more than just the 4 of us, or just me and my mom only, or me and my mom and dad. Dating back to the glory years of my childhood when they were together. And very rarely I ate out with my sister because she was always doing her own thing. Oh shit, no street sign. She was always doing her own thing. She was always doing her own. I'm trying to see, is anybody down there? Oh, wait. I hope I'm going to the right place. I mean, she was always doing her own thing, especially even when she was immature and toxic, and how rude, how toxic she was to me on Lenore. Yeah, I was talking about this off camera the other day, about how, we thought Sandhurst was going to be the easiest name. Well, Sandhurst we thought was going to be the easiest neighborhood based on how we grew up there with Mama and Papa all those years before I moved there. Considering you thought it would be easy because based on how we grew up there with Mama and Papa, and we still lived on Lenore, how we thought it was going to be better than Lenore. Well, it was, Lenore is just, well, here's the thing. Sandhurst was toxic as fuck because of, I'm not going to say who, because these same people are going to be in my docuseries talking about the good times, not the bad times. But while that was absolutely horrible and very inappropriate, and how that was wrong. My sister's toxic behavior in Michigan was Hi, Doug. My sister's toxic behavior in the Lenore house wasn't right either. So it's a two-way street. Well, sure, Sandhurst wasn't easy at all. It was toxic as fuck, but Lenore wasn't any better either, because sure, the people who had this behavior towards me, how they treated me, It's absolutely toxic and disgusting. I get it. But my sister's behavior, as much as my mom and even more also my dad want to defend her for it, that wasn't okay either. So anyway, I want to go say happy birthday to Kaylee before we... Oh, the mean dogs are out. Oh, shit. So, unfortunately, Kaylee, who had just had her birthday just not too long ago, she has company, and I can tell because I could tell there was an unfamiliar face back there. Holly gave me the heads up, you know. Holly next door in the thanks. The werewolf mama, unfortunately, is leaving in July. So that's between, you know, them and of course Melania leaving. That's two friends of mine, you know, Jackson, Melania, and one best friend, you know, Jenna, right down the shitter. Okay, that person looked familiar, but I couldn't tell who the fuck it was. But yeah, I'm losing 3 more people. They're going down the shitter. 2 friends and 1 best friend. In fact, Jenna's now all grown up to the point where she really doesn't come around much anymore because she has a job, and she's actually, you know, slowly going through the adult phase of life. But like I was saying, sure, Lenore was very toxic, mostly because my sister's inappropriate toxic behavior, how she treated me, and how maybe my mom said maybe she didn't realize what she was doing was hurting me. It still didn't make it any better. Still didn't make her behavior right. Still didn't make it okay how she treated me, even if she didn't realize it, even if it was growing pains of her not being as mature in general, no matter what the behavior was or who she was doing it to. She could have been doing it to somebody else that she knew. She could have been doing it to anyone, but of all people, she chose to do it to her own brother. That's why I still kind of don't like her, even to this day. I know she's matured a lot and, you know, had got married and had a child, but part of me still kind of doesn't like her and just is glad that she isn't around anymore, because even leading up to the years where she was taking care of herself and, you know, getting ready to get married and live on her own, whether it be here in Ohio or elsewhere, yeah, she's still, some of her old ways are still, I still some of her old ways left in her. Because even when especially, it was even bad when he actually still lived in Michigan. On Sandhurst, it was just as bad. But Sandhurst, her like leftover Michigan behavior and Lenore behaviors on Sandhurst was least of my problem, because all the drama was going on with me and with other people. But you know, even in Michigan, especially, it was even bad. Lenore, I think it's, you know, Brooke Parker wasn't as bad, but Lenore especially. Even when I was coming up to her just to be nice, she always likes to be rude for no reason. Sure, I mean, I was always rude in a way too, but I did it when I had to be. And if someone was rude to me, I was always rude to them. But when someone was being nice to me, I was always nice back. But even when I was being nice to my sister, she was always mean to me for whatever reason. Even if I was being nice, if I said something first, but I was actually being nice about it. But that's how toxic she was. I think she can still be that way at times. Not as bad, but it still doesn't change the fact that I still kind of don't like her. So, and if she stumbles across this video by accident, for some reason, well, too fucking bad. The truth hurts. But she's coming up the same weekend of the Rogerson Sorg Rezabeck 4th of July, second annual Rogerson Sorg Rezabeck 4th of July bash. But I was already committed to go to that thing, considering the only reason they're coming here that same week is because, you know, my niece's birthday, for Steve Park's first birthday. But I was already committed to the Sorg Rezabeck Rogerson 4th of July bash, so I'm gonna be doing that instead of my niece's birthday party. And you know, oh shit, Dina's coming. You know, and I'm not even gonna tell her that I'm going to that instead, because, you know, if I do, so, you know, this is why, you know, I should never tell her shit ever again, because every time I tell her something that, you know, like, you know, about a celebrity friendship on my favorite shows on social media, or if I got invited to something on the same day, you know, a family event that she's part of and affects her in a big way is scheduled. Whenever I fucking tell her shit like that, she always has something fucking negative to say, like the toxic fucking bitch she is. I'll give you one example of that. Even here, right before she got engaged, she did the same thing. On Easter 2018, when Aisha and Amira were here, before Chuck and Mason and Maya were here, Aisha, Amira, and Crystal, their mom, invited me to an Easter gathering of theirs because this is going to show you that I seem to forget about this because I always talk about, Jamie invited me to Megan's party in 2015. Well, even another OG, well, there was even one other OG neighbor that does not hear anymore that invited me to do things that sworn me in like family. And it was not just Jamie and Megan. In fact, Crystal, Aisha, and Amira did the same thing that one year in Easter. I was invited to go, and of course I said yes. But I made the stupid mistake of telling my sister. Because every time I tell her something related to that, she always has something negative to say, like the toxic fucking bitch she is. Because she got all mad because of the fact that, I was going to be with other people instead of with family on Easter. But why the fuck does it matter to you? Like, it does, like, one, it doesn't affect, like, kind of like how I tell my mom when she says, she gets all hyper about, me going over to people's houses when they have company. Even if the company they have is also my friends too. Like same thing in this instance with my sister. Like, this shit doesn't affect you because they don't know who you are, and a lot of them don't even know you exist. And two, I should have never told you. I never should have said shit to you, and I never said shit to you. Nor the fact that I should never tell you shit anymore, because all you do is say you'll insult me, and you'll always insult me like the toxic bitch you are. So I always have something fucking negative to say. So I learned my lesson from that particular time period. So when she comes here in July, I'm gonna I already told my mom. And even I told Mom and Papa that I was going to be at the 4th of July bash on July 2nd. And I don't even know when Izzy's party is. But if it's not on July 2nd, if it's another day, then okay, fine, I'll go. But if it's on the same day as July 2nd, if it's on July 2nd, yeah, I'm not going to that. I'm going to the Rogerson Sorg Reserbeck 4th of July bash instead. So if that turns out to be the case, I ain't going to say shit to her, because then she'll get mad at me and she'll insult me like the toxic fucking bitch she is. And she'll also find one negative thing to say, whether it be about me, the people I'm spending time with, they want me to spend time with them. I mean, just because something I do, what other people in my life that sometimes go harder than family, that conflicts with something that I could be a part of with the family that we share, well, not my fucking problem. I was invited, so therefore I'm not going to be an asshole to them and say I can't go. I mean if it's an important family thing like a baby shower or a wedding, that would be a different story. It's just a fucking birthday party. In fact, an Easter gathering means nothing either compared to a big event like a wedding or a baby shower or something like that, or especially even a funeral. A funeral, you have to go no matter what. But, like, I'm sorry that I'm being ranty about my sister, but that's the kind of person she always has been since we moved to the Lenore house in Michigan, and she's cleaned most of it up, but she's not cleaned it up a full 100% yet. She still needs a lot of work to do to not be rude for no reason, because even at her wedding, I met people who had the similar experiences with her, where even when they were being nice to her, she was always rude to them at first, and like they didn't say anything wrong, they didn't insult her, they didn't say anything negative. They were nothing but nice, and she yells at them. So that's what she used to do to me. That's what she used to do to me on Lenore. And on Sandhurst, well, I guess she had the upper hand on Lenore, while on Sandhurst and the time here in Sandy Ridge, up until her dumbass got married and got engaged and moved out. And thank God, I kind of got the upper hand and got my revenge. What goes around comes around, as the great Rob Riggle would say. She messed with the cow, she got the udders. And speaking of which, I'm never going to tell her about my friendship with famous people on television or YouTube, like Preston Plays and it's like Brianna again, because how I like to tell you guys and tell my mom and dad and my grandparents and other extended family members how I become friends, and even the neighbors, how I'm friends with all these people I watch on TV, how they know who I am. Well, rule number one for me is that never tell my sister this shit, because then she'll insult me and my passion for these shows and these friendships I have with these people from these shows, and will make me feel bad about it, saying they're all fake and shit. Like, shut the fuck up, bitch. I know what I'm doing. And how I know it's them? Because I video called with them, I've been on Instagram live stream with them, and hell, I've even had some of the female actresses' boyfriends, and and even some of their family members FaceTime me that their actual phone number. You know, like Alana Gregory's boyfriend, you know, has my number. I have Kensington Tallman's aunt's number, and, you know, she has mine, and Ian Walters has mine. As long as Alana doesn't break up with them, which I hope they stay together forever. You know, Brianna Sierra Colin, you know, live yesterday me on a live stream. I nearly got to talk to Kelly Berglund's sister the same way I talked to Brianna Sierra Colin and Alana Gregory herself, but my phone was the phone I had was a little bit of a piece of shit in certain ways. So I think I requested her first, which is why I couldn't hear on my end. So if I had to request me first, and you know, at one point I was having people out, the famous people request me first to be in live so I can hear them no matter what. But now they got a better phone. I don't know. I can go either way. But you know, she called those friendships fake and this and that, and it's a scam. No, it's not a fucking scam. I know it's them because of the fact the information in there about is accurate. You know, like for example, Brianna's Arsman's Facebook page actually says married to Preston Blaine Arsman, because that's who her husband is, Preston Blaze, and that's Preston's real name, for example. You know, I know Kelly Berglund, even though she never uses her Facebook, I know that's her real Facebook page because her mutual friends include her mom, Michelle Blandy. So I can understand her calling the Facebook friendships fake because, you know, you wouldn't think celebrities, you know, some of your favorite shows and their family members would have personal Facebooks. Well, guess what? They do. They do. But only a few of them will accept your friend request on Facebook, because a lot of them then, you know, like keep their Facebook private for like their family members, their friends, or real life friends, people they know in real life, they met in real life, or people they worked with on the shows they've been in that we watch. And I mean, but they're willing to make their other social media, like their Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and even YouTube public. But some of them keep their Facebook private. Not that because they don't care about the fans or like the fans. It's just because, you know, even regular people I know in real life, it's a personal preference, you know. Because like Break the Gun in Half, for example, it's a personal preference for him not to have people like me, like at my age, like as young as me, on his Facebook. Not that it's illegal because of the fact that he worked for the school district, but like it's just, well, not for the school district, not because it's illegal, because I can understand why I thought it was illegal because of the fact of how he was the assistant principal at the high school here in the city. But, you know, it's just a personal preference, you know, and I'm not the only one, because normally when you have a particular someone as your principal, but then when you leave, there'll be more than or like your teacher or whatever, or like someone like, you know, where I work now, when I worked at Murray Ridge, or, you know, I work now at ViaQuest. Because normally when they leave and are not working with you anymore, then it's illegal for, you know, actually this time it is legal for them to be friends with you, considering you guys don't work together no more, and you can add anybody who you want. So that's how it works in ViaQuest, and how it worked in Murray Ridge. And normally it's how it would work at schools, where if someone's your principal, you really can't be their friend because it's against the rules. But as soon as they leave, as soon as either the student graduates or the principal or staff or teacher leaves, then normally it's okay. But some of the students that Break the Gun in Half had as the principal they did the right thing. No matter the outcome, they waited till they left to try to be his friend, which is lesser of the two evils compared to adding him while they were still with them. So I'm not the only one he doesn't accept. You know, I don't, you know, someone younger than me could try to add him, but he won't accept them either. So he just prefers not to have younger people on his Facebook like me, or people who are like who he was their principal, who are students who was students that he was assigned as their principal in the high school. Like therefore, because there were people who had him as a principal that tried to be his friend on Facebook, and he kind of didn't let them in either. So it's not just me. So don't think it's just a personal thing with me. Don't think, you know, some of the rules he makes at his house is just me. It's a bunch of other people. It's his kids are an exception because they live there. But whenever they have friends over, that I don't think he says it to them enough as much as me or anybody for that matter for the same rules. But yeah, I know some people don't get it said it to enough to them as much as it does to me. But, you know, same rules apply for them. I mean, there's been a lot of destruction in that garage, and not just what happened with me that one Friday when I danced and sang like crazy to Ricky Martin. Like, he's told me a history of how much destruction has been done in his garage, which is why he doesn't allow like many people except for his kids to be in there. So it's really not just me, but yet the kids want to make it seem like it's just me, and yet they want to cover up some of the things they did, which is why, like, they're going to have said without them knowing they're not allowed in there either. But you know, but he's being honest. You know, any parent is honest. The kids just make the shit up like Jamie McMurray. And sometimes they do tell the truth, they're honest, but the kids make shit up like Jamie McMurray more than the adults do. So, thing is, but as for the Facebook thing, for some people, famous people, regular people, it's not that it's illegal, or they don't like the fans, or they don't care about the fans, or a regular person doesn't like this or other regular person. Just a personal preference, that's all. But yeah. But the Twitter friendships I had on my old account when I had 5,000 followers, that was all realistic. That was all real. And I know for a fact. And if it was fake, I would know. Because then I would notice a different spelling in their name. And I would notice, you know, they don't have all the same mutual followers that, you know, other famous people that follow them and all this shit, and the other fans that share the same common interest as me. You know, and I blocked the wannabes. I blocked the imposters like I always do. You know, I know what I'm doing, and that was very wrong of her. Then this was in 2020, I think it was 3 years ago. It was very wrong for her to say that. And let me separate this into another clip. I didn't have to worry about revenge here. Well, even so, with what I'm about to tell you, I didn't have to worry about her even if she was here, whether she's here or not, whether she were not. Well, whether she was here or not with what was going on in 2020, because she got hit really hard by the karma trade. Right after she made those awful, like those insulting and negative remarks, she ended up catching COVID. So no, basically when my mom told me and my grandparents about it, I was no hesitation. I said, obviously she should not have said what she said about my celebrity friendships on social media the other night. So that karma's a bitch. That's what she gets. And of course my mom got mad at me for saying that. Well, guess what, Mom? The truth hurts. Your daughter is nothing but a toxic freak. That, you know, everybody says thinks is so nice and shit, but the reality is she's not very nice at all. She's only nice to certain people she wants to be, and she's only nice to, you know, she's only nice in general, no matter who it is. She's only nice whenever she feels like it. You know, that's how some people are. Not, you know, that's how some people are, whether it's family or not. It's even people you work with. I mean, that people, like, for example, some of the people I work with, including someone in particular, I'm not saying names, they'll be nice whenever they want to be, but like all the times, one day they'll be an absolute dick to you. The next day, they'll be your friend like nothing ever happened the day before. And I apologize for that really, really long rant about, you know, my sister and everything, but just, I know for some of the people in my life that are more friends with me than her, if you're gonna actually, you know, try to like get to know her, I just want to warn you, like Ward Burton, be careful, because she can be mean at times, even if you're just trying to be nice yourself. Like, you're not doing anything to hurt her or saying anything that, you know, gonna negatively affect her. She'll just be mean to you no matter what. Because people at her wedding, you know, some people that were in her life in like on Nathaniel's side were basically had the same problem, because that's what they were telling me at one of the tables. And and it's not just me. That's what sometimes my mom and dad have a hard time realizing, because that's the kind of person she can be. I've been trying to tell them all these years, but yet they don't listen to me because of the fact that they think it's only me that has this problem. Well, I found out other people have the problem too. But anyway, we're almost done with this birthday tribute, and boy, I think we're gonna have to, this is gonna be fucking long as fuck, and I had to make it a little shorter last night for the Spring is in the Air season 2 finale, but I'll just let it be long tonight. Who gives a fuck? I'm not gonna upload it until we get good connection. In fact, I think we have one more shot at TikTok glory. I really think we do. So let's go over to the racetrack. Let's go over to the racetrack, guys. You know, Marianne's husband Vinny's coming down his motor. Oh my God. I don't know if you can see that, but look. Oh my God, we could, you know, between Justice's motorbike and, you know, Vinny's motorcycle, we could actually use them for real life Need for Speed this year, where Justice and, you know, Alex Gladish and their motorbikes and, you know, Vinny's motorcycle, they can be the police in real life Need for Speed on bikes when hot pursuit mode. the real question is if, if people are really up to do all this, how the Jerry Springer man, managed to get part of the street blocked off so they don't have to worry about the kids in traffic. Well, that's the thing. The mayor really needs a good reason as to why you want the street blocked off. And I don't think, playing, trying to bring a PlayStation game where you're being chased by the police to life using bicycles is a damn good reason. So if you try to ask him to block off part of the street because of that, I don't think he's going to give you permission. I think he's going to grant you permission. He's going to deny you permission. So so more than likely, you better not, take that risk and just probably try to do that shit on your own. Try to get all the garbage cans out to block the street off yourself, or try to get, all these, safety cones to block it off yourself. Because, no matter if it's because the mayor gave you permission or you decided to take matters in your own hands, people will not go through there. In fact, here he comes right now. Is that even Vinny? I think it might be. I might be. In fact, Jerry Springer Man could participate too, considering the motorcycle he has. Remember the Jerry earned the Jerry Springer Man nickname on July 24th? How many years ago? 4 years ago. When the whole story about him not wanting to go back in the reservation with, Richard Dawson lady night because he wanted to ride his motorcycle all over the damn town. That actually isn't his motorcycle. That's actually Back Road Joe, his dad's motorcycle. So, yeah, I mean, he could actually use that with Vinny and motorcycle and Justice and Alex Glash's motorbike to be the police. And Justice would make the perfect Need for Speed officer because of his motorcycle. Jeremy, we meet again. Is she in the car? Oh, there she is. Damn it. It's okay. At least I got to see you the first time around. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, I was going to try to do a TikTok with Melanie, but there's plenty of time for us to throw out season 3 of Fun in the Sun starting tomorrow to make that happen. So we're going to go one more time around at least one more time. Here's this mysterious red car that I can't figure out who's driving this shit. Oh, it's Vince and his wife. Okay, now I know who drives that car. I talked to him like maybe once or twice before, but the Queen of Tearing Shit Up is back. She's right back there, Queen of Tearing Shit Up, even though you can barely see it. Wait, there she is right there. It's 7:47 and the time is running out. Jerry Springer Man's got the sprinkler running, so I'd get out of the goddamn pits if I were you. Tommy, I finally got it right. Yeah, we better get out of the pits if we're to avoid getting wet. And better get off the apron in turn 2. Wait, we got? Oh, we got a pedestrian on the track. We'll do it for Shiloh Verico's Hermie Sadler Dillon 13th birthday tribute. I mean, we didn't get any TikToks done today for what was the bonus episode of Knockout Spring is in the Air, but that's okay. At least we got one done yesterday, because last year's season 1 finale, we didn't even get one at all, considering there was no bonus episode last year. But that officially wraps up season 2 of Spring is in the Air. So, like I said yesterday, join us officially for real. Join us again next year for season 3 come March, April 2024. But until then, we got season 3 of Fun in the Sun to premiere tomorrow, and time to park the motherfucking bus and finish off Shiloh Verico's Hermie Sadler Dillon 13th birthday celebration. Take a shower like Terry Labonte, edit and upload this, and drink an ice cold Coke, eat whatever for dinner. Like, I think it's pizza tonight, and all that good shit. So have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Life will give you a lot of lows, but when you hit a high, enjoy it. It ain't for the weak. Goddamn, pace yourself, bring your ass, be you. You have to try harder to do less. You can't deport a dream. Sometimes the worst things in life lead to the best things. Always bet on the side of love. You gotta check yourself. fail before you wreck yourself. Sometimes you just gotta be present. You never fail until you stop trying. It never pays to worry too much about things. It's never too late to turn the day around. Another day on time, another day to shine. Sometimes you just gotta flock yourself, trust your instincts, stand up for yourself, not back down to anyone. All for one, one for all. You gotta bounce. Just when you think things will never be okay again, here comes the miracle that proves you way wrong. A connection can happen when you least expect it. Honesty is the best policy. Sometimes you just gotta dive in, follow your dreams, show up for the rest of your life. When you're all cheering together, every day is a win. There is no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow. Everyone is strong in many different ways, but finally getting better at this. And sometimes you don't get to choose who you love. Take care, everyone. Good night. And once again, happy Hermie Sadler, Dillon 13th birthday. Shiloh Verico, Wild Winnie Webber on Disney Channel's Bunk'd Season 6, learning the ropes. See you later, everyone.